Day 1.
Homecoming
Homecoming
1.
1.
Okay, that's the prologue. Now we should be at regular teenage ski, I believe.
Oh, we're on a train.
Yeah, okay. Tracks take a sudden dive, leaving the surface behind. Okay, trail.
That sounds fun. Okay. Flowchart. What do you mean flowchart?
Ooh.
Um.
So there's going to be some branches, I think, if they bothered giving us this.
Ah!
Yeah, I think there's choices in this one, so...
Oh god!
Yeah, this is going to be more like Fate Stay
Oh
Night, I
god, we
believe.
have to stay night again!
Yeah, there's 2 routes in this one, so... yeah, we'll get to that.
Cool!
Yeah.
How many times can we kill this man in stupid ways?
I don't know how many there are in this version, so we'll find out.
Do we get Tiger Dojos?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so before there was the Tiger Dojo, there was Teach Me a Seal Senpai. I'm pretty sure that's where Rin got her explanation glasses from, too.
Casting an artificial light across the tunnel walls, the train makes its way through the darkness. The car creaks around me. Man-made lights pass by at regular intervals. The vibration through the seat lulls me into reflection on this short little journey. It's early, 6:33 a.m. 30 minutes have come and gone since I got on this train. That's how long it's been since I said goodbye to the people who took care of me all this time. How I react to this probably says a lot about me as a person. I'm sure some people might feel sad and wish they could have stayed longer. Others would accept it without a second thought. I wonder which side I fall on. I realize after a moment that I don't really feel either. I'm the only one sitting on the eight-seater bench. The seats in front of me are empty. There are only a couple of other passengers on the train, including a sleeping man in a suit on the bench next to mine, and a woman standing in front of the door. It may be early, but it feels particularly empty today.
Well, alright.
The noise from outside is strangely muted, but maybe I'm just lost in thought. Yeah, did your hearing ever recover, by the way?
I think it did.
The train vaguely reminds me of a spaceship traveling through the darkness of outer space.
Yeah, I guess so.
No sound can reach it out here. The only things here are my stupid daydreams, the sound of my heart beating, and my memories from an hour ago. Came like a bolt from the blue. Makihisa Tono has died. Shiki Tono is to return to the Tono household immediately. The first contact I'd had from my family in 7 years. That's how it goes. The Tono family's word is final. I'm still a student, and they pay for all my expenses.
Well, okay, they're financially taking care of you still.
But choosing to return to the mansion today instead of yesterday was my one act of defiance.
Wow.
I just wanted to stay a little longer at the home where I'd spent so much of my life. Literally not even half of it.
I mean, still, 7 years, that's a pretty big amount of time.
That's all I could do for the family that took me in and treated me like their own.
Thank you for breakfast. It was delicious. I finish my meal and leave the table before the sun even rises. After taking one final glance at my room, I clap my hands together in thanks. It's not much for all the time I've stayed here, but I don't want to leave anything unsaid. This time, you know. I led a happy life here. That's what I want to carry away with me. Keiko saw me off alone as I left the Arima household. I asked to leave quietly without waking the others.
Damn it, Keiko. Yusuke was sleeping, and Botan was somewhere.
Yeah. Thank you for everything. Give my regards to Dad and Miyako for me.
7 years. The woman who'd acted as my mother in that time looked terribly sad. I never once thought I'd see her like this. Life may be hard at the Tono Mansion, but you'll be okay, understand? Don't overdo it. Make sure to look after your health first and foremost.
Well, I take her words of encouragement to heart. My time spent with them was peaceful. I just hope I didn't cause the Arimas too much trouble in my time with them. It's been 7 years. Oh yeah, I've had plenty of time to recover. I'm a lot sturdier than I look, you know.
Yeah, you're right. The Tonos are quite the unusual family, but you're not one to let that bother you. You've always been a strong boy.
She smiles through her sadness and I smile back. I'm happy that she still considers me to be her child. I think you're giving me a little too much credit. Well, I should get going. Take care, Mom.
Goodbye, Shiki. Take care.
Keiko knows that I won't be coming back. She sends me off with tears in the corners of her eyes.
Okay, bye, Keiko. That was just 40 minutes ago. That moment marked the end of my previous life, and the start to my new one.
So, just kind of wondering, since her name was Keiko and all, I can't help but think that actually was a Yu Yu Hakusho reference, since Nasu and Takeuchi included art of fan art of Yu Yu Hakusho in their book from Comic-Con a few years ago.
Yeah.
They specifically drew Toguro and Genkai, so that might have been an intentional nod.
The view outside shifts slowly. We must have crossed the river that separates the suburban Yashirogi and arrived in the city of Soya.
Okay.
The train begins its return climb to the surface.
Oh, yeah, they were going under a river or something.
I can feel the gentle incline. Bright light shines through, piercing my eyes, which had grown accustomed to the artificial dimness of the subway.
Well, that's a nice modern city.
The train sweeps toward the city. The majority of its inhabitants are still asleep. Outside, the air is chilly. A fall morning in the month of October. The heat of summer is little more than a faint memory now. I've watched the same view nearly every day for a year and a half now. But this is the last time I'll be taking this train to school.
Ah, yeah, because now he's actually living on this side of the river starting now.
Memories of the past 7 years rush by like the scenery outside the window. I survived a terrible injury that would have killed most 10-year-olds. I met the woman that would become my master, my mentor in life. I went to live with the Arima family, and now I'm halfway through my second year.
Okay.
The thing Master feared might happen when we parted never came to pass. And as long as I have these glasses on, I don't have to worry about seeing those lines again. And so, Shiki Tono has led an ordinary, though at times difficult, life. That all changes today. There's nothing major like feeling I don't belong or anything like that. I just don't feel right going back to the way things were before. Having lived a normal life these past few years, the Tono family's way of doing things just seems like a pain. Or at least more trouble than it's worth.
大体学校より広い洋館とか想像つかないんですけど。
Is the mansion that big?
Evidently so.
I mean, we saw it in Carnival of Phantasm, but I didn't think it was bigger than the school.
I'm gonna need a map of the Tono Mansion.
Yes, please.
It might be in the book.
Yeah.
I mean, the map for the Alco, or for the
Yeah.
Alco estate, the Alice's estate was in there. But we were told not to look until the end of the game.
Yeah.
Surprised I was able to handle it when I was a child.
You grew up in it.
Thought of going back to that old-fashioned way of life is daunting, to say the least. The train stops at a large station for a few minutes. The local line I'm taking has to wait for the express to pass. The platform is empty. Usually I'd expect to see morning commuters in suits on their way to work, but it's particularly quiet today. The express passes by on the neighboring rails. Thank you for your patience. The next stop is... An announcement I've heard hundreds of times plays. The door closes with a hiss of air. I see there are 4 stations left to Shibuya. Soya. I saw the S and the YA with the U in front of it. I just assumed it was Shibuya.
No.
The station where my school... Ah, Ciel.
Just made it. Seriously, the steam from the pneumatic thing was closing the doors. That was incredibly reckless.
A girl wearing my school's uniform slips through the automatic doors as they close. Her ribbon is green, so she must be a 3rd year. I feel like I've seen her before. The bag she's holding in her hands must contain things for her club activities.
Definitely.
Our eyes meet for a moment. The girl continues to stare at me. Just when I notice that she's walked closer.
おはようございます。朝からお騒がせしてごめんなさい。
あ、いえ、こっちこそすいません。ジロジロ見ちゃって。
The way she smiles has me apologizing almost by reflex.
いえいえ、目立つようなことをした私に非があるんです。先輩として恥ずかしいところを見せてしまいました。でも、朝は弱いって話、本当なんですね。
You remember him, huh?
When did I tell you that exactly?
Well, he said she looked familiar. You just can't quite place it.
The girl laughs lightly. I'm distracted by her laughter, and...
ほら、私ですよ。先週会ったばっかりなのに、もう忘れちゃったんですか？
No, I can't say I do.
あれ？シエル先輩。
In an instant, my memory is jolted awake. I knew she felt familiar. I've crossed paths with her a number of times. And now that I think about it, there's probably not a person in the whole school who doesn't know her. Soya High's most revered 3rd year. Happy to offer advice to any distraught 1st year. Eager to solve the woes of any troubled 2nd year. But she will not offer them advice, and she won't help the 1st years with their woes.
Wow.
And quick to save underclassmen from the ire of the 3rd years. Some students call her the true student council president, considering most people rely on her over the teachers or actual student council.
The shadow student council president.
She even helped me with something just last week. Man, how out of it am I? Ciel is right about how I hate mornings, but thinking about returning home for the first time in 7 years must be killing my brain cells.
Oh, here we go.
So it begins.
What is this? Well, okay.
Hey?
Can we...
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, alright.
Say thank God.
Okay. Current route. Oh my god, look at all this.
What? Oh my God, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so we're not at a route split yet.
Okay.
Jesus, alright. This will be a little more involved than...
Flowchart?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep. Okay. Mm,
Oh man.
I.
Okay, neurons have to activate now.
Is there? This is a question. Is there a flow chart
I
that
bet we can
like
do
a spoiler-free flow chart that just tells us where the bad ends are, so we can, make sure we hit everything?
Well, we can check for one later, but for now we can just pick one route and see what happens, because we're almost at time.
Yeah, that's the thing with us being almost at time. Is it might be might be
Well.
good to check and see if we have something like that, and then pick up with it next time.
I guess so. Boy, there's probably a chart for the original, but hopefully there's one for the
Yeah,
remake.
I don't know.
Let's at least see if we can find something with a quick search.
Yeah, Tsukihime flowchart.
Well, Tight Moon Reddit, that's something.
Ultimate Edition.
Mm,
Because the one created by Mirror Moon is ugly.
Oh, well, that's
Rip.
for the old version then.
Yeah, that's a PC one.
It's not out on PC yet.
That is blurry as all nuts. That's blurry as hell. No, that doesn't have anything to do with Tsukihime.
Yeah, what is that even?
I don't know.
Um,
Is that's unreadable. No,
check
Damn
out-
it. Okay. Okay, that's just a picture of our seat on a monitor. That's not
Yeah,
a flowchart. So,
Well, Tsukihime, that's still
wait,
not.
no, that still says it says Tsukihime. That's a weird thing. It's a Tsukihime flowchart under it. It's clearly not, but
That's
okay, that's something to do with the maids and is in Japanese.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's got to be for the original because there's so many routes.
Yeah, I think there's 5 in the original. So we should be getting the other 3 routes when the second half of this remake comes out in like 10 years. Oh, Nasu and sequels.
So they'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
Private school choice.
School.
Yeah, but there's
But
only
there's 3 options.
there is 3 options.
So that might be the original.
It's got to be the original, and those options are not these options either.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's the fun part.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, we'll
Fascinating.
have to do a
Hey,
little research.
if anybody knows that there's a flowchart for Blue Glass Moon,
Right, specifically for the piece of Blue Glass Moon remake thing, then we'll use that to hunt out the bad endings and make sure we're seeing everything. But
well, there's a walkthrough and guide. Do you just have a flowchart? Oh, well, that tells us how to get onto Arcede's route.
well, okay, that's
To see
something.
the dead ends, please choose the
Ah.
options highlighted in red.
Ah.
Aha! Great. This is not actually a flowchart, but it does tell us how to do things like get the dead ends.
Okay, yeah, wow.
Uh,
Look at all
Look at
that
all those
red.
That's a lot of red.
Oh dear.
Seal route walkthrough.
Okay.
Extra. Oh, the seal route has 2 endings.
Oh wow. All right.
Interesting. But we needed enough Arcee points.
Oh, they did that again, huh?
But that's fine. We can get that anyway, apparently.
Yeah, we should be all right.
Okay, good. I found one. We're good.
This should be at least enough for us to cover us for the endings. So,
Yeah.
So I think we're okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, we'll figure out what to do with this next time as we go through things, but till then, we'll catch you later.